Introduce yourself again, your name.
My name is Whitfield Weeks. I'm the PRO of Hatters Steelband.
Visit to us now.
PCO.
Yeah. Don't mind you moving, but talk to us.
Yeah. And I'm also the acting PRO of Pantry Beagle. Today we are here because we have invited the president of Pantry Beagle as our representative to have a first-hand view of the struggle and the challenges that we are facing here. Actually, we were supposed to meet with a representative of UDECOTT. We got a text message this morning saying that they are unable to keep that appointment. So we will continue with our news conference to bring the PAN population, the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago, and all over the world where this message is going, that in the land of PAN, the home of the steel pan, we are being treated with this kind of disdain. So, without further ado, I'll ask the chairman of the band, Mr. Wayne Polaya, to say a few words. Mr. Polaya?
Yeah, that's right.
Good morning, everyone.
Again, introduce a name for the record.
Yeah. Okay, good morning, everyone. My name is Wayne Polaya, and I am the chairman of the Hatters Steel Orchestra. As indicated by the PRO a little earlier, we were expecting to have people from the UDECOTT come here this morning, but I got a message indicating that they won't be able to attend and they can reschedule for Wednesday. But having the president and others here today, we decided to continue with our program and we'll see with what else in future. Madam President, let me take the opportunity to welcome you to San Fernando and the Hatters Steel Orchestra. A few days ago, I saw on an article on the papers, and I'll just indicate the headline. Alwari, that is the Member of Parliament for San Fernando West, our MP, government seeking solution to Hatters break-ins. I appreciate the fact that they are paying some attention to it and that they made that statement. However, while that is an important thing, there are other things in addition to the break-ins, which is approximately 1 year ago, not too long after the carnival season, the waterfront development program started. As a result, it was necessary for part of the panyard to be cut away. We did have some discussions with representatives of the MP's office who indicated that there will be, Hatters will get a state-of-the-art pan theatre later down the line. However, during the period then to now, Hatters has been unable to practice or to do anything here because number one, it's an unsafe condition, and then in addition to that, well, COVID came, but after that they had steel band concerts, and so during the pan month, the carnival season, and other bands were able to practice, and so which means the bands started to practice. We are unable to function. However, we did have some discussions with regards to the building obliquely opposite us, or the property rather, which would have been the Ministry of Works compound. And just to use as a temporary facility. However, that is not happening because right now the buildings are being demolished. We thought that if having buildings and the Ministry of Works moved out, we would have been able to utilize those buildings so that we would have been able to secure the pans and run our everyday normal program until we get our state-of-the-art panyard. However, that didn't happen, and here we are today because what is happening is that we will need a place to practice, at least stateside practice, and the security of our pans. However, long after that it takes, I don't know what's going to happen. Because if we have a Carnival 22 and beyond, Hatters cannot practice in a little area where we have a stateside practice. We will need the full panyard environment. So we are here this morning, and I'm happy that the president is here so that we can deal with it from here and onward.
Yeah, Wayne, before you conclude there, so you said that you was promised a state-of-the-art
Pan facility.
pan facility. Where was that supposed to be?
That would have been north and west of this where we are now.
And that's
North
it.
and west
Was it,
of this facility.
was this confirmed in writing?
No, nothing was confirmed in writing. I mean, we trust people because they are in position. And I'm not saying that it will not happen. What I'm saying is the date, we don't know what is happening next. We know that it didn't happen yet. But what happens on the interim between then and now is the big question.
Now, I know you said that you were hoping to use the facilities by the Works Department, and it's been condemned right now. And what you want to add to the fact that the facilities, what are you all still going there?
I don't know. It is not our facility. We were asking if it is possible. And what we suggested is that in as much as there would have been buildings there that could have accommodated the band, it would have been a good place for us to go. It would not have cost much to kind of shift a few little things around, and we will have had a good panyard facility, temporary facility, until we get our facility.
So it was promised that you would move your stuff there
As a matter of fact,
temporarily.
temporary. As a matter of fact, even before that, when they put this panyard,
But
we had some racks that we had to move. And they made arrangements with the Ministry of Works for us to put it there. And it is still there present. Right? It is still there. So that the plan was, or the discussion was about going there. However, the buildings are being removed, so therefore what will happen is that it will end up with a big empty space.
so this is being done without any word forthcoming to you. The demolition.
Yes, yes. And so I don't know, maybe they have other uses for it, but time will tell and we'll see what will happen to it. I mean, that doesn't belong to us, it belongs to the government.
So what position is Hatters in
No.
at present?
Hatters is not functioning, except we are running online music theory classes for our membership. Thank you.
Thanks.
Okay, President?
Okay.
Okay, just to repeat some of your comments behind that club statement. Just for the record, I know you are the president of just for the editor's purposes who don't know you. Just tell us your name.
Okay, my name is Beverly Ramsey Moore, and I am the president of Pan Trinbago. So this morning, the purpose of my being here, of course, is to lend support to our member Hatters. Hatters is one of the oldest playing steel bands in Trinidad and Tobago. And when you say Hatters, you say San Fernando. Pan is community soul. Pan is the community, and I mean, we are not upset or anything about the development that is taking place, and we know that the price of progress is high, but at the same time we have to sit around a table and to resolve this issue. And so my coming here this morning was to be a part of the discussion with UDECOTT so that we can come up with the best way so that the band can at least feel comfortable temporarily. Now, the manager or the chairman indicated that in the discussion there were promises made. Promises about a state-of-the-art facility, excellent. But while we are waiting on that, you need to take our steel band organization seriously. I mean, I came here this morning and I mean, I was really alarmed at what I saw. For too long, the movement and some of our panyards are not treated in the right way. A panyard is a sacred space, and we want to see our panyards develop the same way as we develop our community centers. We spend millions of dollars in the construction of community centers, and yet the space that you have the majority of young people coming to for several hours, there is no emphasis being placed on that. And so, as president of this organization, I want to let you know that it is the intention of this executive to treat our panyards as centers of excellence. And so the discussion will continue. After I leave here, I'm going to see Mayor Regrello, And I would have already spoken to the former MP for the area, that is Ms. Diane Sukaran, because she would have been a part of that, and we had a very good conversation. And the discussion will continue with UDECOTT. We, Pantry Bago, we have an excellent relationship with the chairman of UDECOTT, and so we will take the discussion to that level, and we will also be involved in the discussion with the MP. As leaders, we all have to sit around a table and to come up with the best solution for Hatters. I mean, we can't continue to treat PAN as though we are from the backwoods of society. It is a national instrument, and we need to put it on center stage. And I mean, it pains and grieves my heart to know that, you know, because the space is now opened up, that people can just walk in here, break in. Even the people who come in here and doing the stealing are very disrespectful. All right? Very, very disrespectful. And so we really need to sit around a table with all the leaders. We are not adverse to the development. I think it's an excellent development. But at the same time, while you were thinking of doing the demolition and all of that, you should have ensured that the band was comfortable. And so that is what we are upset about. We should not be coming here. I mean, we're living in a modern society, and we need to sit around a table and really discuss. The president of Pantry Bago had no need to be here this morning to come to sit around a table, and then you're hearing now that the meeting is cancelled. You don't treat PAN people like that. We're not taking that. We have strong objections to that kind of treatment, because we need our young people to be in a safe and sacred space. And as such, from what I'm seeing here, this space is not safe. And I really look forward to being a part of the discussion, where we can all sit as leaders in this country and work out a proper solution so that the band can carry on with its activities. Yeah?
So Mrs. Ramsey, I know you were supposed to come here to meet with the UDECOTT people, right? What you were planning to put over to them and bring over to them this morning?
So the band need a space. Let us think about where we can put them. Finding solution. This is what it is about. It's not anything confrontational, but it's let us all sit around a table, how we can coexist and how we can move forward as from now. So it's just the way forward, so that the band and its members can feel comfortable, because you notice that there is a mistrust kind of thing that is taking place. And so I was just coming so that we could really put things on paper and have it settled, so that we know for sure that yes, UDECOTT will contribute to a state-of-the-art facility, and we need to have those things in writing.
Interim, like us up now, as regarding some of their concerns about moving into the demolition place, what you will recommend as president, and what is your organization going to lobby or do as regarding this?
Well, we need to find a space somewhere in the community. I mean, I am sure there is some place, and as I said, when I leave here, I'm going to talk with the mayor, so that we can look around San Fernando. Mayor, where you think is best for the band to go temporarily. Because I don't want the band to be pushed out of this prime space. You know, sometimes they feel, well, it's PAN and they're supposed to go in the back. No. This is a prime space, so if it is that it is said that they're going with north and west, or the additional space will be provided somehow, PAN must remain right here.
And this is considering the time frame of which they had occupied.
That's right. And I mean, they have been here for a number of years. I mean, 44 years, you can't just remove people like that. So I don't know who the main players are, and I was hoping that I would have been able to meet with them this morning, so that they can understand that you don't treat people like that, you know. The arrangements should have been made even before the development started. And that is how you build trust, and that is how you develop a relationship. That is how you take people seriously. I mean, you don't treat us like that. And I will not stand as president and allow our member to be treated like that. No. We are also important. PAN is community soul. The community, Hatters was built on the back of San Fernando. One of the oldest playing steel bands in this community. If not the oldest, is it the oldest? I think it's in South. That's right. And so You don't treat them like that because it's PAN, you know. And as I mentioned before, I had a conversation with the former MP a couple of days ago, and she too is very concerned and will do all in her powers to assist. And of course, you know that her son is the MP, and I'm certain that Mr. Alwari will do all in his powers to assist. But we need to have things down on paper. We need to have those promises concretized so that they'll feel comfortable.
President, regarding the alternative arrangements that UDECOTT made, or when they will be meeting with them again, and how important do you see this particular issue in the eyes of the PAN fraternity?
It is very important because, you know, it's all for one and one for all. If you do Hatters, then you come, who you coming for next? You know what I'm saying? And it's all about dialogue, you know. It's all about how the respect and how you treat the members, PAN sides, bands. You know, too many of our steel band organizations feel, you know, less than. And it's time for the light, you know, to be shone on all of those bands. They are important. We make the kind of contribution that we make to the development of young people and the development of communities. Nobody pays us for that, you know. Who pays the tutor when they come to the panyard? The bands of themselves. And in these difficult times where, you know, COVID and the entertainment industry is on a pause and so on, we have to find the strength within. We come to panyards for hours to babysit people's children. And at the same time, we instill discipline and order in their lives. You think about even during Panorama, you know, they like to talk about you come to Panorama and you're playing one song for 3 months to go to Panorama. Nothing is wrong with that. You know, it's just to stand up behind a pan for about 25 minutes drilling one part of a song. You know the discipline that you maintain, and whilst you're doing that, you're coaching and instilling skills in these young people. As leaders, we spend hours here and we are making a contribution towards the development of young people. So it's not only about the plan, it's the training and the life skills that you give them. And if you don't recognize the value that we are contributing to this community, then you treat us anyhow.
When is the next meeting, did they say?
Well, I understand that the next meeting is on Wednesday. So I will make myself available again. So I was planning to go back to Tobago this afternoon, but then it seems as though it's impossible. So I will be here on Wednesday with Hatters. But in the meanwhile, as I said, I'm going to reach out to the relevant persons. All right, and from Pantry and Bago standpoint, we are going to send out an official letter to UDECOTT. We are going to also reach out to the Member of Parliament for the area. I'm going to see the Mayor immediately after I'm done here, because we can all resolve this matter. And all Hatters is asking for temporary relocation until you provide the so-called state-of-the-art facility. Because, you know, and that is one of the things, even in my life as a community leader, normally when contractors or whoever come in your community, what do people benefit in? After you leave, you're supposed to put down some preschool, some kind of facility that will contribute to human capital development. And that is what we are saying. No spot, don't think that this spot is too prime for PAN. You know what I'm saying? And we are hoping that in all the discussion, they will have a better understanding of the contribution we make to the development here in Trinidad and Tobago. Don't just see it as PAN, but see it as a national development that we too are participating in.
Mr. Ramsey, you'll also be taking the proposition to have them housed at the demolition building?
Well, the building is being demolished, so obviously, if you had promised to take them there, imagine there was a discussion around, okay, why don't you relocate us over the road?
Yeah, they were talking about it.
Right.
Yeah.
And then by the Sunday, the same persons that you promised to use the building, they're saying that it is being demolished. So that is what is happening, and that is not fair. That is not fair. You're just making people feel angry and lack of trust and all of that. You know, because I mean that would have been an ideal spot temporarily. Why disappoint the people? So I'm gonna hear more of that as I talk with UDECOTT and of course have all the players involved. Together we can settle this. Yeah, we can settle this.
With feeling talking?
Yes.
With keep talking?
Hey, Susan just called after 2 minutes, so she might have to do some commenting.
Hello?
Susan Shepherd just called.
Hello?
Back a little bit.
Look, yes, now, we can just let finish our calling.
And the PR.
Yes, Susan called, but and then Christian just called the kind of. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. Well, first I want to thank President Ramsey Moore for being here. You all will know that President Ramsey Moore is one person who stands up to whoever, wherever, and whenever. And we're so proud and glad that she can participate in this discussion with us today. Our greatest, and she alluded to it a while ago, our greatest disappointment is just last Thursday. An official of UDECOTT was right outside there. And he said, I will be here on Friday and we will do a site visit. Can you imagine Monday, I'm in Pantrin Bego's office, somebody calls me and tells me they're tearing down the building. I passed my house straight and I come here to see for myself. And at that time, half of the building had already been gone. Who does that? Why is that happening? Who behind that? Those are the questions that plaguing us all the time. I want to further iterate that when we say that we're here 44 years, this is a facility that we built and developed primarily on our own. The former MP would have, that is Mrs. Sukaran, would have done this covering that we had here, and we are thankful for that. She was able to get water to run, water lines and all of that. We are thankful for that. But it's on the strength and the purpose and the will of the members of Hatters. When we first came here, you couldn't come in here in our slippers. It's mud and slush. They started to call the band in San Fernando Graveyard Symphony. Graveyard Symphony right over there in the cemetery. We lived through that. Then the city moved the dump here. So we got a new title, Dump Side Band. We right through that. They have moved that and we are thankful for that. And all of that we have done. At the same time, I also want to mention to Trinidad and Tobago and all the PAN people listening all over the world, we want to put this question to rest. Can Professor Fillmore started in Hatters Steel Orchestra? As a matter of fact, the name started because he used to wear these glasses that you associate with professors, the little long frame. And one night a man made it as a joke. Ken did not like it. So every time you will call him your professor, until he finally realized, I can't drop that name. And it became his signature name. So when you say pro, you say professor, you know it's Ken Fillmore. But I also want to tell you that, you know, there's that narrative going on with the oldest steel band in San Fernando, and people are saying, well, it had years that they weren't functioning and all them kind of foolishness. I called somebody here, this gentleman here, Gladstone Clarence, come Gladstone. He's not a man that likes the mic. But Gladstone Clarence has been in Hatters Steel Orchestra since 1967, and he's still here. And tell him where you live?
I live at Boga, 5th Company Road.
At every meeting that we have, he's the first person to come here. leave it, and that's the commitment. Olipado Santos, when you join?
Yeah, good.
Do you have the bill? That would have been
1979.
1969. I don't want to tell only when I start, only when my age. But I started in 1971, still here. And we can look all around San Fernando, people support it. This band is the only community band in San Fernando. Everybody else will grab the players from all about, come from here, you come from this one. When our practice is finished, everybody leaves here and go down to our community in Bacadé. So that is the power of this organization. So that to move this organization from here, Hatters started in Broadway. Another time we will go through all the different phases of Hatters. But it started as Broadway Syncopators that collapsed. They went into Hatters. There was a little time that we 1946, the chairman is saying, and then from that we had Vibratones started to use that same space where Hatters used to be. Then you had another band, and then they start regrouping. And since that, we have been struggling and battling and fighting. And I want to tell everybody out there, the fight will continue until Hatters Steel Orchestra get what is rightfully owed to us. For all the years of struggle and struggle, we not giving up. Okay, one final thing. One final thing is that it was just brought to my attention. We have started a partnership as of last year, 2020, with the La Romaine High School, and we will continue with that. As a matter of fact, somebody spoke earlier about the music classes. Most of the students in that music class is from the La Romaine High School, together with members of our community. So all that is putting down the roots for the future. I want to thank all the members of the media for being here. Yvonne, I know you come a little late. Hollis, Clifton, Ivan Tulsi, TTT. But more importantly, our supporters who came, but for President Ramsey Moore to take in time from her busy schedule. You all won't have a clue as how busy this lady is to come to San Fernando and spend that time with us. Thank everybody for coming, and we hope you will continue to support us in this drive to get what we rightfully deserve.
Before you leave, you talk, I don't know if you would have spoken about it before, but you talk about the members in your band are from the community in this area. Are they from this area?
Yeah, the majority.
How is Hatters helping with, this is a kind of a hotspot area, yeah. And how is Hatters helping to shape or to give youths a future who would have otherwise, without the band, would have gone astray?
Well, let me say this. Over the years, we would have had Christmas parties for the residents around here, all the children. They will come here and the band will entertain them. We will provide little presents. We'll have things to eat and drink, and they will we did that for a few years. But more than that, a lot of the residents, when they did not have electricity around here, we will give them a drop from our supply so that their children can go to school and have lights to do their homework and stuff like that. Those are the kind of sacrifices that we made for the people of this area. Mr. Roll Knights is here, always quiet, but he's always here.
All the executive come here.
Executive people, come in, all the members of the Hatters executive over here.
Together with Mrs. Ramsey.
Come President, I don't know if you're able to get wind cover.
Stand where we could
I took all
Hollis once come to the front.
well, let's go to our president.
And we go to the president in a minute. Just
Some people get blocked behind it. Let's head, see heads now.
Good now?
Yeah. We see heads now. Faces, I mean.
This gentleman hiding.
Be strong.
Buff him up.
Members of the media, we would like to still take a little quick look over there, President.
You sure you can go over there?
Yeah.
This is the area that was promised for Hatters Steel Orchestra. Only a couple days ago, they started taking the galvanized sheets from on this area. This is a sad moment for the national instrument of our beloved Trinidad and Tobago. This was perfect. This is a great loss for the Pan fraternity. There were doors here so that one could easily have theory classes in these areas.
Is this building a part in the way of the development or so? No, it's not in the way of the development.
It would have been in the way of the development for Hatters.
Yeah. No. I'm just trying to find out.
Nothing is going to happen.
So nothing is happening on the side?
Nothing happening.
So why did they move?
Look down from there.
So why did they move so fast to demolish it?
I don't know.
Is it to deny the ban?
Probably. I don't know.
You sure that this building is not in the way of the development?
As far as I know, it's not in the way. Okay, let's go.
So they're saying that probably they may have a proposal to do some kind of development here. But what the band is saying is that temporarily they would have been here, for a short while until the state-of-the-art facility.
They promised them to use here.
So this was a promise, and is there, as I said before, where mistrust and all of that. So the dialogue, I will, as a leader, I will ensure that we have a speedy resolution to this. Definitely, I think it's unfair.
Yeah.
Based on what I'm hearing on this side. So I will hear on the other side shortly. But I have to stand with my band. I have to believe the leaders of my band.
Yeah.
And if they're saying that they were promised to house us here, to be housed here temporarily, and right after the promise was made, the demolition started here, and they would have already brought their rocks.
Well, those rocks are in there since a year now. They are there.
So they allowed, and so we will get to the bottom of it. We don't want to say, I don't know, and so I will ask them these questions. I am sure. Listen, former MP Diane Sukaran is a Hatters lover. The present MP That's his mommy, right? Great. The mayor of San Fernando is a steel pan man. I call him the mayor of pan. He calls me the queen of pan. So it's a lot of pan people, and so we will find a way. We have the southern region, Mr. Barker and his team, the laser officer, come across here, laser officer. We will find a way to settle this. Our Minister of Culture is from South. And we have been working, we have an excellent working relationship, Minister and I. If I call the Minister now, if he's in a meeting, he will find some way to step outside to take the call from the President. That is the respect that I have. Also, the Prime Minister is from Bego. So when the President... This is the kind of relationship that I have with these people. And so I'm saying now that I have a handle on what is happening here, then we will all sit and discuss and bring a proper solution to this matter.
I want to just ask one question. When you would have met with UDECOTT last week, was this building reconfirmed as a place to temporarily house you all?
As a matter of fact, and this is where our greatest disappointment is, the UDECOTT representative said that he will be here Friday. This is why all this had been organized, because we were expecting him to be here. He set the date for the meeting. And the hurtful thing is, that was Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday they started tear down this building. Just that. That is painful, you know. You talk to somebody in a high government agency, state board, and then Monday, this is Thursday, and Monday they start to break down the place.
I just want to say that there is still bigger players in UDECOTT. We, from a Pan Trinbago perspective, we've met with UDECOTT, chairman of UDECOTT, and there is mutual respect across the table. So even in respect to that, we are going to talk with UDECOTT. I think we don't want to blame UDECOTT because of one player. Okay, so this is what I'm saying. We need to take the discussion upstairs at another level.
You're optimistic that a solution
of course,
will be found.
a solution will be found.
And soon?
Very soon.
Yeah, because the players said, the members said they are about 1 year behind in practice.
1 year behind. So there was no need for me to get involved. When you have strong community leaders. But now that I am involved, if you know me,
very good. I like it. So let me just get a little look, one thing there now for the cutaway shot.
With Phil has something to say, please.
Just to give a little background as to how much we believed in this project and supported the project. If you look, you see that water tank that Kusal or whoever using there? That water tank there, that first one, that is ours. We lent them the water tank because they didn't have one. We lent them that, but more than that, if you go to the left, you will see our road float. They're using all the PVC pipe and materials and storage stuff inside our road right there. So that there was that cooperation and synergy between everybody involved, the contractors, and the UDECOTT people, the MP, and Hatters, everybody was on board with this project.
Yeah, boy.
You understand?
Yeah, boy.
Did you hear from UDECOTT why they're not here this morning?
They said they had something else.
They spoke to the chairman.
I said earlier.
So they sent a text.
Yeah,
that's right. So we look forward to the rescheduled meeting, and I am sure that there'll be a resolution. I am sure.
Okay.
We're tired fight. Time for us to stop fighting. And it's time for us to be placed on the San Fernando hilltop. We look up, we see. You know what I'm saying? Time to stop fight. This is about the unifying and our community and all of that. Pan is spirit. And Pan will never die. So we are here.
Thank you all.
Yeah. Don't step back.
Yeah, I see it there.
Ines, pull it now. Ines, take your thing inside. Let's say internal now. I don't know what's the problem. You
It's not trying to have a conversation with you. It's a conversation I'm trying to
behave
have.
as cut and do your work, the boy. Get off of my back. Don't want everybody have against you. I trying to know everything. I give you for you.
Ivan, you're making it worse.
Mr. Clark, come now. Come, we are not only we have to get a picture. Come, he's the fix it man.
Operations, man.
Yes, he's the fix it man.
Okay, well, right from Black Rock, so.
Repeat.
Stay there, come back.
I like you.
For them to say something, it's easy to fix it, man. I really might tell him. Just tell him, say something. Then introduce him.
Please introduce yourself, sir.
Present again to the media, to the president. My name is Steve Clark.
Just one sec, please. You can start back, sorry.
Present again, present good day to the media, to the president, Panchin Bego, the representative from the South Central region. Mr. Knight and members of my committee. You understand? Just trying to emphasize on the neglect, bad treatment that is meted out to Hatters Steel Orchestra for this issue of relocation responsibility. Just pleading with all the powers that be to come to a very, very quick solution on this matter. Thank you.
Could you give me your name and your position with the band or Pantry Baby? You serve on board?
No, I serve on Hatters Committee. My name is Steve Clark, trustee. I'm the person that has the band mobile over the years. I'm the fix-it man, the guy that make all the racks fix, do the works, most of the construction on our present premises. It's me, I'm responsible, and some others. It's just very hard and heartbreaking to see that all this work that we put out without no assistance from no government agency or anything. We did all this work on our own to see that it leads to this. Right? Just because of the construction of the road. I'm saying that we in no way trying to hamper the progress, right, of anything that is happening from the government point of view and the government's point of view. But we must treat it with some kind of respect. For the years we've been here, and what we go through for the national instrument of Trinidad.
Update on the status with the theft and what is the latest from the police with respect to the theft of the pans and the tools and all of that?
With respect to the theft, and so it would have been reported to the police and it's in their hands. We haven't gotten any feedback yet.
Here at Hatters and also at Clifton. What's happening? What do you think about people targeting the steel bands? You know, one national instrument.
Shame. It's a shame on it. I mean, I am a steel band leader, okay? And I know, for example, it's been going on. People target your panyard. I've lost television. We bought we have a bar operating in the panyard, and so we went and we bought this massive television so that it was World Cup, all right? Mm-hmm. And so the first game, we had a nice gathering and everybody, and by the second game, the next day, the same night, somebody sold the television, and then our bar, they broke in and stole everything from our bar about 3 times. So, I mean, it's been happening, and I really cry shame on those individuals who look at the national pride and walking and I mean distress upon man. I mean, you're going to distress upon man. You know how hard it is because bands are struggling on their own. The only time a band will get some kind of grant or something is during Carnival. But after that, we struggle on our own. We pay our own light bill. We pay on our own water rate. We pay. Sometimes it's amazing that bands. I say the soul of the nation, and I said before, I'm really passionate when you talk pan. You know,
Stealing the soul of the nation.
Stealing. That's right. That is what it is. That when you think about the struggle from our ancestors, when they started to recycle, we talk about a recycling project. You take up an old rusty drum, and today we have the diamond that I call the steel pan. It pains me as a leader to know that you're going to just walk in and just cut locks and just move in a pan yard and steal a pan or steal the tools that are so important. I cry shame on those individuals. They can never prosper. They will never prosper. The curse of our ancestors will fall right on top of their heads. Yeah.
Give me.
You got it?
Thanks.
You got it?
So we go to study here.
Okay. 1, 2, 3. Go the yellow song, yeah, boy.
Oh boy.
I'm going down San Fernando.
Don't they have a tempo? But I feel okay, that's how it's seen.
Wrong in the pan.
Give me more, give me more, give me more. Tempo.
Yeah. Stay on the roll. You know?
Hello, Mr. Wicks. Mr. Wicks.
My president is a fit lady, you know.
All right.
Yeah, man. Something will work out. I feel it. I just feel that this thing will work. There's misunderstanding somewhere. You know, and so we will get to the bottom of it, and Hatters, rest assured that we will get, you know, this done. We get it done. All the players who resolve in this from